electric guitar-ish it sounded, because the Beatles that I'd heard were things with a little more of a folk or Americana type vibe to it. Because I mean, I had already been listening to Jimi Hendrix and some Led Zeppelin, so guitar to me seemed a little heavy. But when Come Together came on, that sounded like rock and roll guitar to me, and it really resonated with me, and resonated so much that uh, I think I just by osmosis or something, I've kind of figured out the all of George's licks,
Hmm.
and never played them on a stage with anyone except for strings attached. Actually, so that was a really cool experience to actually cop those licks.
Hmm.
And I loved that when you presented me with the opportunity to play guitar on the recording, to be as creative or myself, if you will, as possible. I took that and ran with it in the solo.
Totally.
Uh, but the other stuff, like at the end, I just thought I can't change it.
Exactly.
It's it's too it's too lyrical, you know.
Absolutely. I know, and I love just it's so simple, that little I
It
mean,
is.
and how it moves around and it gets up higher, and then you're just like at the top of the guitar, and the strings just doubling that with you. You're right. It's just like it's the composition.
Yeah,
You're playing the melody. So
those lines are the epitome of phrasing. These
exactly.
phrases, these little phrases that kind of sound like one another. Maybe they all end a little differently or something, you know.
Yeah,
And it
I
really
know.
grabs the listener.
Yeah, they're so subtle, and it's just like it's the way that the guitar, the electric guitar, you have that ability because of the amplification to play so lightly, right? To get
Yeah,
those subtle little things that the amp picks up, right?
right.
That's for that that's integral to the blues, is being able to do that,
It
right?
is.
Get those
Yeah.
little nuances, man. They're just like
Hmm.
so good. And I thought that came off really well. I was really really happy, and how you're playing the only electric instrument, everything else upright bass, tabla, and
Everything's
conjuro.
acoustic.
Thought I came off
All the
really.
other instruments are acoustic instruments.
Yeah, except for the guitar, and you fit right, just sort of like landed right in there.
Yeah.
It almost had a little Steely Dan feel to it, the solo, when you came
Yeah.
in.
I
Did you
thought
hear
so
that?
too. I thought, well, if I'm going to be joining what sounds like a symphony
Yeah, yeah.
of unamplified instruments, I probably shouldn't try to sound unamplified.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
by plugging in and kind of turning it up to where if I touched it hard enough, it would make a different sound and make a buzzier, overdriven electric sound. And I chose this guitar because it's kind of got a bite to it when you pick hard, you know, and you can
yeah,
hear in the recording that some of the tone is fuzzy,
yeah.
you
It's
know,
distortion.
kind of like when you put a lot of weight on a highly rosined bow and you drag it across the strings, you get the note, but you also get some sort of zzz, some sort
Yep.
of saturation to it, you know.
Yeah, and that so you did your solo first, and then I came back later and put my solo down, and I really I tried to channel your vibe, the whole vibe of it,
It was
to,
super cool.
you
I
know
loved that solo.
the violin thing on
Yeah.
there too. So I was just like, because it was like just really simple notes, a few little just and right in the rhythm. So it was cool. Like I think I've pulled it off on the violin actually,
I think you
and
did too.
did you hear
I
it?
was
Yeah,
blown away.
yeah. It was just like, and just add a little bit of reverb to it. And I thought, and I did that with no effects. And same thing, like you said about rosining the bow, you can get that on the violin if you play rhythmically. That's the deal.
Hmm.
It's like not like holding a note out. It's
Right.
just and so it was cool that you did the solo, and then I kind of copped your mood and
Right.
be
I
able to make
liked
it
that
work.
a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun just to kind of make it work. Like,
It
can you make
sounded
it
great,
play?
Will. You
Thanks,
played
thanks. It was fun.
wonderfully.
Thanks. I'm really happy with it. So that guitar, what is that? A Strat?
This is a Telecaster.
A Telecaster? Okay.
Yeah, I don't play it much. Most
Huh.
of the time I've ever played with strings attached or any outfit, I play a
Right.
Stratocaster. But the Telecaster was talking to me for that song just because of like I said earlier, the bite that it gives.
Yeah.
Something about a Stratocaster can be a little too elegant,
Huh.
a little
Interesting.
too uh, dainty in the best of ways.
Yep.
But this guitar is a little, some would argue, a little bit stronger of an output. So what it sends to the amplifier is a little hotter and stronger, and the amplifier reacts that way.
Wow.
You know,
Far out.
so this is
That's
about as
yeah,
high as my chair goes. I'm sorry.
yeah, that I just thought it worked really well, and it spoke to the original.
It's got a little. It's not the cleanest sound. It's got a grime to it.
Yeah, we want that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, in an era of perfection in a lot of popular music, quantization and all that, it's
Yeah,
nice.
I know.
Is a go back. Imperfection is going to be the new perfection. That's they're going to figure out. I hope they don't figure it out how to do the
They probably
algorithms.
will.
They to have a vocal sound have that little bit of imperfection in it.
Hmm.
You know, there's
I
these.
love those.
What's that?
I love those. I love the imperfections. It makes everything sound so human and organic.
Exactly. My dad used to say it too. A lot years ago, he said, "Will, you're not recording like in separate rooms. I like the imperfection of a little bit of bleed,
Yeah,
and it's like
I do
usually, yeah,
too.
that's usually the case. Not this now that we're doing this by via Zoom and we're passing our files back and forth, but that
Well,
was one thing.
we have to.
We have to do
And,
it.
and
Yeah,
that's okay. We the thing is you're passing files back and forth between players that you've played with and have played with you for years. They
exactly.
they know how you phrase, they know how you play, and you can really get pretty close to being in the
Yep.
same room.
Yep. I
That
agree.
vibe and that sound.
Yeah, it's true. I've been surprised by what we've been able to do, and excited to. Do you know Howard Levy, the harmonica player? Have you heard him?
I haven't. No.
Yeah, he was like the one of the founders of Bela Fleck and the Flecktones.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I just asked him if he wanted to do a solo on a tune. He was like, "Sure, sounds great."
That's
So
fantastic.
isn't that cool? So he's like, "Send me the tune," and we're doing it over the internet.
Right.
And I'm really curious to see what he comes up with. So it's like, all right, this is great.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's cool. I've been doing a lot of sessions this way, where they send me the song and I record over it and I send them a low quality, easy to email version saying, "What do you think of the performance? What do you think of the general sound? Don't not the quality because it's usually an MP3."
right,
And they say, "I like it. Sounds good." Okay, great. Well, then I'm gonna, you know, we transfer you or Dropbox you the big stinker files
right.
that take up a
The
lot of
waveform.
space, but then you can have your session with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of efficiency in this way too. Not having to drive somewhere, and then um, I'm kind of enjoying it and being able to really dig in
Yeah.
with the sessions and do things that we didn't have time for. Like now we're finding the time to
Right.
get creative. So yeah, well, thanks again, Dave. Man, I appreciate you doing the guitar on that track,
No problem.
and there'll be more. So I'm gonna get you some more tunes coming up here
Bring it
soon.
on.
All right, sounds great.
It's
Thanks,
good to
Dave. I
see you,
appreciate
Will.
it. Yeah. All right, we'll be in touch soon.
Hope so. Take care.
Okay, take care, brother. Awesome. Okay, that was great.
Awesome.
Have a good rest of the night. I'm
All
out of
right, you
here.
too, Will. Take care.
Okay, bye bye.